rose gold collection. And first thing I want to do is show you how I'm storing this. This is the Totally Tiffany box that I got with the carts. And so each one of these are magnetic sleeves. I mean sleeves with a magnetic piece. And so that's how I'm storing them, inside the sleeve with the stamp set behind them, inside of these Totally Tiffany boxes. They came free with, or they came included with um, the Totally Tiffany cart, but you can buy these separately on, I want to say, HSN has them. And you get 2 boxes. You get, I think, 24 of these. 3, 6. Now, yeah. You get 24 of these and 2 of these boxes, and 24 of the magnetic pieces. So you can store, just like this, I'm storing this whole rose gold kit in here. And then this fits inside the Totally Tiffany cart. Or you can just put this kit right on the your shelf or counter or whatever. But it fits everything in here perfectly except the 12 by 12 paper and the except the 12 by 12 paper and the cardstock, the bigger cardstock. But you can keep everything together, which is what I like. Now, they're too expensive in my opinion for what you kind of get, because you can always make these yourself. All you do is take how I already store all of my stuff in the clear sleeves. See, this is the vintage lace. It's in this clear sleeve. And then just go to Michael's and get one of the storage boxes that's a little bit bigger than this. And you can keep much more in there. See, these storage sleeves fit right down in there. So, and then this magnetic sleeve here is just a cling from Home Depot. They're this Vic covers from, I get them from Home Depot and Lowe's or whatever, and so it's cheaper than buying these little boxes, because these little boxes are two for $50. So they're very expensive. I'm sorry, I was cutting some of my scanning cutting, and the paper was sticking out. But see, this is a magnetic cover. You get 3 in here for like $5, and I cut them into thirds, and then they fit in the plastic sleeves. And then I buy these boxes from Michael's for $5, and it fits a lot of stuff. Like, see, this is how I store. Let me back up a little bit so you can see a little bit better. See, I buy these boxes from Michael's, and it keeps all of my stuff stored right in there in the plastic sleeves. So for $5 for this, which gives you enough to make 3, 6, 9 pockets, plus a pack of pockets that's little or nothing. You can not spend $50. You might end up spending $10 and getting 2, 3 times the ability to hold stuff, because you don't have to put everything. You can break it up instead of 3 sections. You can cut it down the middle and then cut it across, and that makes 2, 4, 8 sections, and so it's much more convenient. But and so that's just a quick tip on how to use the excuse me, how to use that how to store your stuff. So is this the one I'm making? I have 2 projects that I'm doing, so let me start out with this one. This one is, if you have watched um, Crafter's Companion video, they always make these dome type of cards, and so that's what this is. I'm backing up just a little bit. It seems too much in my face. Um, they make these dome cards, and so I wanted to make a dome card to kind of see if I could do it, because it looked difficult, but then it didn't look difficult, and then I was like, let me just try and see how difficult it really is, and if it would make some sense to me. So that is what I'm doing right now. I'm going to see if it makes some sense. So as usual, I always kind of pre-cut, pre-do as much as I can, so you don't have to watch me, cut out pieces and that kind of stuff unless it's part of the actual project. Okay, so I'm using, this was the embossing folder from from the Rose Gold collection. What I did was I cut this sheet out at 6 by, is this 7? Yeah, it's 6 by 7, and then I scored it a half an inch on each side. So when you cut this out, you're actually cutting out 6 by 7, scoring it, and then in the middle it's 5. So it's a standard 5 by 7 when you're done with it. Okay, this piece here is cut out at 7. Well, I cut this out a little bit shy of 7, only because I didn't want it to be seen on the top and the bottom. And then it's 7 by 4 and a quarter. Is that right? 4 and a quarter? Yeah. Yeah, 7 by 4 and a quarter, and that's what's going to make your dome. So this is that glitter paper out the kit, and this glitter paper, I'm telling you, that glitter is embedded and it's some super shine, and I love that I really do. And then I cut these two pieces out, and they're 7 by 1. Yeah, they're 7 by 1, and I'm gonna show you why I cut these 7 by 1 in a minute. And then this is the inner piece that's going to go in there, and this is cut 5.5 by 6.5. And then this is my inner. I used this stamp set, cut it out, and then I used some quick dry ink and just went around the edges like that to kind of take away some of that stark whiteness. And then this is that perfume bottle, and I just stamped it off so it looks like it's off the page, and then that bow, and then I just colored them in with a Copic marker. This is colored the same way on the ends, stamped it with one of the sentiments, and you'll see how I put this on in a minute. Okay, so first things first, I need to reach over here. I got to get my 3D glue gel and put it near me. Okay, so first things first, let's put the inside in here. I'm using my always go to clear tacky glue gel, just a little bit. Of course, you don't want to oversaturate your page at all. I'm using a thicker cardstock, so that is not much of a problem. I like to use the clear because it gives you some wiggle room. Okay, and then we're gonna put this right on the inside of it. I keep forgetting to lay my glue down before I get started. I lay my glue down so then I don't have to it don't have that far to go to travel, because you stand it up and it's starting from the beginning. Okay, and so I'm just centering this in here, just like that. Just like that. And so our inner section is done, our inner portion, and it's just to give it a little bit of something on the inside, and now you can write your message right there. I would stamp something, but a lot of people need a place to write, so I'm not going to do that. So then I'm going to take these two pieces. The key to this is, normally I would mat this whole thing, but this is being covered by these pieces. And so I decided not to use up a whole piece of paper to mat this. And so all I'm doing is taking this piece and I'm going right to the edge over here like this, as if I was matting it, just like that. Okay, and matting this side. And normally most people would take this side and just take a sheet of paper and mat this whole piece. And then I'm taking one on this side, just like this. And so now, just like that. And of course, never fails, one of my puppies always get the barking when I get the taping. Okay, so just like that. And so now that's nice and stable. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to add glue on one side. And then I'm going to add glue on the other side. So I'm just adding glue on the flaps, right? Just like that. And in order to make this a domed piece, you're going to stick one side in. And I'm making sure it's even on both sides. And you're going to stick this in here, just like that. Right? And I'm pressing it like this in order to spread out that glue so it can stick all the way across, just like that. And then you're going to take this piece itself and you're going to reach over to the other side and put that in, just like that. So you're technically going to lay that inside of that piece, okay? And the reason for that is now you have a dome. This piece now becomes your dome piece, just like that. Okay, just like that. So see, you have a dome. And all I did was take this piece, make this piece shorter, because remember, this intersection is 5, but this is 4 1/4. If you want to not make it so domey, or not make the dome so wide, you can make this 4 1/2 or 4 3/4, so it won't be so much of a dome. But I wanted to have a little lift to it, and so that's why I did it this way. Then you take this whole piece and you stick it down. I'm trying to make sure I get these upper and edges. Get the edges. Okay, then you take this whole piece and you put it in the center of your 2 brown pieces. Just like that. And what I'm doing is pressing this down so it can adhere, but it's not going to affect my dome at all. Okay, and then you just get you something that you can reach on in there with and press this down so it can adhere. And I'm just using a ruler to get right in there. And see, the reason why I just cut these brown pieces, because I really didn't need all of that all the way across. And so now you have a card base with a dome at the top, just like that. Okay, and then you have this piece here, and this piece will fit nicely right in there. But I'm going to pop this piece up with some 3D glue gel so we can have a little lift. Plus this is glitter, and because it's glitter, sometimes it doesn't want to stick with regular. Well, I don't know, because this is some embedded glitter, so that might actually stick. Okay. Never fails. Where's my pokey tool? Never fails. I always have to poke in here to release that glue. And so we're going to put this glue right here, this 3D glue, and then we're going to put some in the middle, just like that. And we're going to take this piece, and I'm going to put it in here, and so it could have a little lift, just like that. It's going to be lifted up, and it just press it just a little bit so it can catch and hold on your glue. And then I'm going to take my little bow that I created, and I'll put a little bit of glue on there, and I'm going to put my bow right here. And so now you have a complete card, my little bow, and it's amazing because I actually made a bow right in my hands when normally I can't make a bow to save my life, but it worked this time. And so that is how you do a domed shaped card. And so then you make a 3D box with this, and you're good to go to mail it in a 3D box. Now, if you want me to, I can make a 3D box if you need it. So all you would do is make a box that is 6 by 7. So this card is 6 by 7. So you would potentially make your box 6 by 7 with a height of, let's see, am I correct? Yeah. So my box would be approximately 1.5 inches tall. To give enough space for this. No. 1 3/4. So my box would be 1 3/4 tall. It would be 7 1/4 long, and it would be 6 1/4 deep, or in height. So 6 1/4 by 7 by 1 3/4, and that will make your box to put this card in. That would be wonderful. I love it. I think I have a 5 by 7 box die. I do. So all I would have to do is just make it a little bit taller. And then there you are. So that's our first card for our Sunday, Crafty Sunday. And then this one, this is the pieces for this card, of course. And for this one, I decided to make a box card, if that's what it's called. It's called a box card, or what is better known as a I don't know what it's better known as. It's a box card. uh, Diorama. I made my own diorama. I already have a diorama dies, so I didn't even have to do this, but I wanted to do it myself, so then you can kind of see that you can make your own diorama card. So first I took piece of cardstock, and I cut it to, this is 8 by 6, an 8 by 6, cut that twice. Then I scored it at 1, then 1.5 on both sides, 1 and 1.5, and I duplicated this twice. So this is identical to this one. That's identical. Okay. Then I took the front piece. I put the piece of cardstock, and I measured it just like this. Okay, that's upside down. Okay, I measured it and centered this piece, my matte layer. I centered on this box. I put a little piece of tape on it, and then I cut these out as a unit to make sure that this went in the right place. And so I'm going to glue these together right now. So this will be all one, considered one unit when I cut them out. Don't cut them separately because you may get them off and then it won't mat the way you need it to. You see how it was when I first did it? I had it upside down and it didn't work. That is what can happen if you don't cut this piece together. Because see, now that I cut it together, when I put this on here, it glues into place perfectly. It glues into place perfectly because I cut it as a unit. Okay, so that is how I got my matte layer, just like that. Okay, and then I picked this paper and I cut it to the center mat inside of here, and then I cut these two off. That's going to mat here. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and I'm about to put my two mats on the front here. One on this side, and this is the lovely paper that came with the kit, with the Rose Gold kit. This is it. So I would always suggest to use the papers that come with it. You know, always add some extra if you have to, but use the papers that come with it. Like this white cardstock is a heavyweight. That heavyweight cardstock that I buy from the paper mill. But besides that, I've used only the papers that came in the kit. But you can use whichever you like. I would suggest, using some papers you already have that will complement this design. Okay, so there we go. And that's done. Then let's look at this. You're probably wondering why I have a hole in this. This piece is going to mat into here, and then this piece is going to go on top of that, this piece on top of that. So no one will ever see that I use that to cut out my little flower, because that's what this is. I cut my flower right out the center of that. This flower here, not the pink part, but this part. I cut that out right in the middle. So we often you have to have extra pieces, but when you're matting and layering, no one is ever going to see that piece cut out. So that is also a way for you to save paper, for you to if you need to get that same color or that same design of paper, now you have it because you cut it from the paper that you're using. Okay, so now I just mat and layer this piece right here, just like that. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to layer this piece right in the center of this piece. And I used the same, cut the same one out, or same type of design. I used it for this because I knew I was working together with these pieces. I was doing the same thing. I was going to make these cards today together. And then I also took the little flower. I stamped it right there just to give it a little bit of something. And I used the 3D gel and went right over there. And you can feel that gel once it dries. You can feel it. Hear that? You may not hear it, but you can feel it. And so that is that. Okay. And then I got these little bitty sequins. And then we're going to put some sequins on each of these ends just like that. Let me take my little tool here and I can pick this up. Did I pick them up upside down? Yep, I did. And that can go there. And let's flip this over. This one will go here. And this one will go here. And it just adds a little something because I put this here to make it kind of symmetrical. Okay. Then I'm going to take, I think I should do this first. Because this will fit. No, let's not do this first. I'm going to take this and I'm going to pop this up in the center. So I'm just going to take my little 3D glue gel and put this on here. It's not going to be that tall, but it's going to be popped up in the center. Okay. And then I'm going to just cover up that little piece where I took that out. And I'm going to lay that in the center as much as I can, centered right in there. That is so cute. Now I'm going to make sure that I have a good crease on this, on these panels on the side. So I'm going to use my bone folder. And make sure I have a good crease. And then this also shows you if you're straight or not. Because if it's not straight, or you know, if it's even on each side. Okay? So we're going to put that right there. And we're going to do the same things for this one. We're going to just make sure we have a solid crease on here. Fold that in. And we did a mountain and a valley. So this is a mountain fold, then a valley fold. We did the same thing on here. This is a mountain, that's a valley. And then I'm going to put glue on this piece and this piece. Just like that. And then I'm going to take all of this and we're going to glue these two handles together. So these two glues together right here. And then these two glue together right here. And that makes your diorama card. And if you can see it, you can see right in there. And that fits perfectly. And so I made another little bow that I want to put on here. I'm putting with my 3D glue gel. And I'm going to put my bow right there. This piece I'm putting on the opposite side. I'm just going to use regular glue. And I'm going to put that piece right there. And so now this will stick right here. And the die itself does not, the flower die does not come with a backing piece. So what I did in order to get a backing piece, I created it myself. I took a white sheet of paper and I glued the flower onto it, turned it upside down. No, actually I did it right side up. I cut underneath on the edge of the paper. So yeah, I have so much stuff up here, but not so stuff that I can use for an example. So this is how I did it. I matched it up and then I cut with my scissors at a slant, and I cut right along the edge of it like that. So then now it's matched up, but it has a little bit of room under here so you can't see it. So all I did was, again, I matched them up. I left extra paper, and then I put my scissors at an angle right underneath it, and I just cut that right off, just like that. And so it gave it a little angle underneath. I have something on the back of here, so I don't want to cut it off. And so that's how you make your own backing for something. Unless you put it in a scan and cut, you can put it that flower right in the scan and cut after you stamped it. Well, I didn't stamp this though. I cut it out with a die cut. But you can do the same exact thing. You can actually take this in there, trace over it, and put it in the scan and cut, and it can cut it out that way, or however you like. So that is how I made my diorama card. You can buy dies, just like I showed you before, that I bought a die to make my own dioramas, but this is the way that you can make it yourself. And when you're done, it lays flat for mailing. See that? Even with this shape, that's why I did not pop it up that much, the inner piece here that you see popped up, because I knew I could lay this down and mail it. So it pops up for sitting, folds in and down for mailing. So when it's folded down, it becomes a little bit over 6 by 6. So you can put this in a 6 by 6 envelope. Isn't that cute? A different way to use your products. Just take some regular dies, and I used a decorative die. You can use a circle or a square, an oval, whatever it is that you like to make your diorama, and then put something on the inside. You can put a scene in the inside of here. I could have cut out the bottles, perfume bottles, or the drink, and put it in here and made it look like a scene. So it's kind of whatever you want to do. And so these are 2 ideas that you can use with your rose gold collection to do a design. And so let me bring back the other one. It's the dome card. That's this one. And the diorama card. And so it's not your regular A2 or 5 by 7 card. I did a little bit something different with the rose gold collection, because this collection is so gorgeous. It needed to have something special, at least at the start. And so thank you so much for allowing me to come in on your Crafty Sunday. I need to get ready for my craft class that I have at 6 o'clock today with my craft group. With my craft class, it's all about the paper. It's my small group from Love Life Family Christian Center. We're going to do 3 more projects today. Our class lasts between 6 and 7. So if you would love to join us, please go to Love Life Family Christian Center. It's llfcc.com/small groups. So Love Life Family Christian Center .com/small groups to sign up for the small group. Also, if you would like to be a part of my Sewing and Craft Academy, our card making group or project making group, please leave a message in the description, or underneath the description, or in this video, underneath this video, and let me know you would like to be a part of it, and then I can get back to you and we can connect so you can get the monthly kits for this. This is a new project that I'll be starting. Since I'm doing the all about the paper, I figured I can extend it to others and mail you the kits every month. So thank you so much for joining me for Crafty Sunday. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.